What's up? Welcome to another awesome episode of Sanusi Vision Life. My name is Adewale Agboke Jr. Please review us, rate us, give us a 5-star, don't be a hater. Today we continue the superhero talk. As usual, I go back to back. Sometimes I talk about real events, then I come back to my superhero stuff. Today we're going to talk about this amazing team called the Ultra Force. A lot of y'all probably never heard of them. I hope you have, but Ultra Force is probably one of the coolest cartoons. They came out in the 1990s. There was a lot of cool cartoons in the 1990s, but this was one of those ones that was a cool animation series. It went from being a comic book to an animation series. One season of total awesomeness. This was a cool show. In fact, I'm going to play you the intro so you can see. But before we get into this podcast, we want to thank our sponsors, man. And hopefully y'all have had a great day. I know I have. I'm going to be hard. This is going to be one of them sweet podcast episodes where it's going to be short, sweet, and beautiful. We're going to get this thing cracking, get in the way it needs to go so I can go about my homework and take care of business. So, Sanusi Vision Not Life. This podcast is brought to you by Homeland Fashions, home of authentic African fashions and accessories from the motherland. If you need custom design accessories made by custom African designers, Homeland Fashions is the spot to be, man. Homeland Fashion, authentic African accessories from the motherland. Owner operated by Tracy Agboke, one of the greatest CEOs out there in the galaxy. She's going to be doing this thing. She'll be joining us. I'll be making sure I have her on the show in the near future. I know I keep saying that, but it's just the truth. She's gathering her stuff. She's putting this together, her website, putting together her stuff. So we will be having her on the show so she can come and break down to us exactly Homeland Fashions, how awesome it is, where it's at, and where it's going to go. So HomelandFashionShop.com, HomelandFashionShop.com. And the Homeland Fashions logo, I didn't want to forget, is this right here. I don't want to forget. It's a pretty cool, right there, Homeland Fashions. If it don't go no cooler than that, it doesn't get any cooler than that. So Homeland Fashions. And then this podcast also brought to you by Tigler. If you need executive services from plumbers to pediatricians and everything between, search Tigler. Don't wait. That's Tigler.com. Don't wait. That's Tigler.com. Tigler.com. Owned and operated by Adetayo Agboke, one of the best CEO in the galaxy out there right now. They are doing a lot of work on their website. They're doing a lot of work on the stuff they're doing. And they are growing their platform, and everything to do with Tigler is growing exponentially. So Tigler.com. That's Tigler.com. And like I said, Tigler is located in 2 locations. You got in the West Coast area and you got it in the East Coast area. Tigler.com. So if you're in the Los Angeles, Long Beach area, or if you're in the East Coast, Virginia, New York area, Tigler.com. Professionals, carpenters, landscapers, pediatricians, you name it, Tigler.com is where it's at. And look, Tigler's website is about to come on soon. And thank all y'all for joining me tonight. Welcome to another awesome episode of Sanusi Vision Not Life, episode number 243, Ultra Force. So this is Tigler logo. Don't worry, we get into this episode, man. Y'all want to stick around for this episode. It's quite the episode, man. I don't know if y'all know about Ultra Force, but don't worry, I'm going to give you a breakdown rundown, as I like to say. Breakdown rundown. It's going down. And then one more podcast, one more sponsor. This podcast is also brought to you by Homeland Fashion. Hey, what's up, Kevin? So how y'all doing? Welcome to the chat, everybody. This podcast is also brought to you by Homeland Anadel for the Knuckle. Don't live for foot pain like Anadel for the Knuckle. Make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. And this AnadelCenter.com logo is right here. Owned and operated by Dr. Neru, so they're the best foot specialists out there in the galaxy. So if you're in the Texas area, the Dallas, Texas area, the Frisco, Texas area, you got to go see Dr. Neru so they can get your feet where they need to be. Where they need to be. You know what I mean? So, AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. Now, let's get to this Ultra Force. And what I'm going to do, y'all, I'm going to flip the camera around so I can actually show you the cartoon I'm talking about. Because some of y'all might not know what Ultra Force is, which is a shame. I can't believe y'all don't know who Ultra Force is. But that's all right. We're going to fix that right now. And then I'm going to chop it up. So this is Ultra Force right here. So that's just a little snippet of Ultra Force, man. That's the cartoon I was talking about. One of the coolest cartoons you've ever seen. And look, the question of the day is going to be, for some of y'all who knows about Ultra Force, well, I'm going to think of what I think the question should be. But y'all, there's some things I'm going to address. I'm going to talk about today. Origins, historical parts of Ultra Force. What y'all know. I know a lot of y'all probably don't even know who Ultra Force is. That's a shame. The animated series, boy. So Ultra Force is a great cartoon, and I'm just gonna freestyle it because I watched this cartoon from front to back. 13 amazing episodes. Ultra Force was a cartoon created by Image Comics, well, also known as Malibu Comics, and Malibu Comics was actually at the time they created characters called Ultra Force, and Ultra Force was actually at one point competing. People were thinking Ultra Force was going to actually compete with Xmen. So the first issue of Ultra Force came out in 1994. So it's a comic at first. You just like how you have some things that are toys. Well, Ultra Force was a comic book, and so when it came out, thank all of y'all for joining me. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to another awesome episode of Sanusi Vision Art and Life. Episode number 243, Ultra Force. I'm trying to think who's your favorite character in Ultra Force. Who knows Ultra Force? Who remembers? Who's ever seen? I'm gonna think of a question. I'll think of something. I'm thinking of a good question for y'all. But look, let's get into this origins of Ultra Force. I'm thinking of the question of the day. So Ultra Force was created in 1994. The first comic book debuted. Thank all of you for joining me. Look, if you already not subscribed to my channel, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Please continue to help us grow. We're trying to get to 1,500 subscribers, man. We're at 14, and that ain't bad at all, man. So so Ultra Force came out in 1994. Was the first issue of the comic book. As I told you, it was a comic book. 1994 debuted issue number 1, August 1994. In similar fashion to Avengers and Justice League, Ultra Force was a combination of ultra heroes, superheroes, who each had existing series of their own. So Hardcase, Prime, Topaz, Prototype, Ghoul, Contary, even Pix before she, got the X in the show. So Ultra Force is a fictional superhero group that appears in American comics, published by Malibu Comics. And Malibu Comics, I believe, came out of Malibu. So literally, it's known for Malibu. So that's literally where it came out of. I believe the creators of and then later on Marvel. Yes, I'm going to get to the story how Marvel bought them. It's just a hot mess. Marvel really messed up on this one. And I think when they bought it, the intention was to actually just to subjugate this cartoon and make sure it never grows. Sometimes companies just do ill stuff like that. Y'all get what I'm saying? It's some shady type stuff right there, but they did it. They sure did it. They just straight compressed that thing. You know what I mean? So Ultra Force came out in 1994, right? They joined forces, and so the group consisted of these heroes: Prime, Hardcase, Prototype, Topaz, Ghoul, and then Contary. So Ultra strong, including Prime, who's strong as hell. Hardcase was one of the first public Ultras and the most famous. Prototype, Ultra Tech's armored spokesman. Topaz, a warrior queen from Grendor. And then Ghoul, the undead Ghoul, literally undead. And then the surviving member of the Exiles and the mysterious Contary, who organized the team and provided their technology. So in 1995, Ultra Force was adapted into an animated television series that ran for 13 episodes. The series was produced by Deke, which is entertainment. Y'all know Deke. They've done He-Man. They've done, they've done endless cartoons. The list of cartoons those dudes have done is endless. You know what I'm saying? So that was Ultra Force right there. And when they came about, Ultra Force was new, man. You know, like how you had Xmen with the mutagen and the mutants and what they were? Well, the same thing applied to the Ultras. So instead of being called mutants, they were called Ultras. So if you had Ultras, you had powers. I really gravitated towards this. I mean, at first, it wasn't like I thought it was Xmen, but I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I could actually watch this. This is pretty sick. You know what I'm saying? So, now I've got the question of the day. Do you know Ultra Force at all? Have you ever heard of Ultra Force? Have you ever heard of Ultra Force, the animated and comic series? It's a simple question. Oh yeah, y'all. We got yes and we got no. So y'all make sure y'all give me that answer now. Don't do me dirty. Y'all feel me? So y'all, that's Ultra Force. Like the origins is really simple. First issue came out in 1994. The animated series came out in 1995. The publication history, which I'm going to get into comics books later, but it was created by Jared Jones and George Perez. Yeah, the late great George Perez. Yeah, I know y'all know who that is. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all know who that is. So the great George Perez. Yeah, he's touched a lot of things. Spider-Man, you name it, he's done it. But Ultra Force was one of those cartoons that we were talking about where I'm talking like it was sick. And if you loved X-Men, you kind of were gonna love Ultra Force. There was no question about that. So Ultra Force came through, and then next thing you know, you got a major cartoon. And look, let me tell y'all too, getting a cartoon, a season of a cartoon is no joke. Because back then it used to cost like $22 million to make 13 episodes. I don't know if these companies want to shell out $22 million anymore. They ain't feeling that. You know what I'm saying? If there's one thing they ain't trying to do, they ain't trying to spend money. You could believe that. You know what I'm saying? You could believe that. So that's the origins of the Ultra Force right there. Now, the history of Ultra Force, as I said before, it started off as a comic book in 1994. One of the things that was going to happen was they wanted to have something unique. I don't know if it was necessarily to counter X-Men, but it was just its own universe. It stood on its own because the team debuted in Ultra Force #1, August 1994. In a similar fashion with the Avengers Justice League, Ultra Force was an ensemble of Ultra superheroes who each had existing series of their own. The Ultra Force series ran for 11 issues from 0 to number 10. The first 7 issues were written by Gerald Jones and George Perez, right? So after the purchase of Malibu Comics by Marvel, Ultra Force began a crossover with the Avengers in Black September events. The Avengers Ultra Force. After the event, Ultra Force book was reformed and ran for 16 issues. September 1995 through December 1996. From issue to issue 15, a one-shot Ultraverse Future Shock #1 was published in 1997 to wrap up the unresolved plot lines. The Ultras team also depicted in a multitude of events such as Black September, Phoenix Resurrection, and Ultra Force Spider-Man, Ultra Force Unlimited. So Ultra Force, you know, the formation of the team, which is part of the history, right? The only survivor of the exiles was Ghoul, raised himself from the tomb and was harassed by the press and public. The Ultra Hardcase rescued him and suggested to the press that only Ultras could regulate other Ultras, not the government. Prime was like an interview, was like a kid who became this big gigantic superhero who was like, man, he was larger than life. And I see y'all ain't getting your vote on. Come on now, y'all gotta get your vote on. And so Prime was like the guy who showed up Prime saw the interview on TV and decided to search for members of the new team we would call Ultra Force. He convinced Prototype of the necessity of the team, who began to fight him for leadership. The fight between the two young Ultras altered Contary, who brought Hardcase and Ghoul to her airship and showed them the impact of that fight was having on general public. When Prime and Prototype were fighting in the land, the villain Atalon, king of fire people, arrived on Earth from the God will. Contary promised her to return to her people. Prime and Prototype tried to fight Atalon but were defeated by him. Hardcase just arrived just in time to save them. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. So that's where they came from. And these are like publications of people that came together. And so Ultra Force is like an original team. There's no like, oh, where did they get from? That's just their history. They were all the original idea. And I think that's what's missing today in cartoons, to be honest with you. Original ideas. There aren't really that many original ideas anymore. It's kind of a trip, but it's weird, but it's true. There ain't that many original ideas anymore. Companies don't want to spend the money it takes to develop characters, to grow them, to let the audience grow with them. They're just like, nope, either you're a hit or we got to get you up out the paint. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it's at. It's pretty ashamed. Not even me. Even me, if I want to get into this, if I want to get into the cartoon world, I'm gonna have to do that. So give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. I see people coming in and out. I appreciate that. That's all right there. What's up, y'all? Give me a second. I see you don't see my Iron Man jacket, but don't worry about it. You about to see it now. I'm about to stand on y'all. Make this more interesting. You know what I mean? So, see my Iron Man puffer jacket? Oh yeah. Y'all see that? That's what's popping. So yeah, that's the Ultra Force. That's the history. The joint forces really was simple. Prototype. If you've ever seen a cartoon, which I'm going to show you some in the animation, Prototype, they bring the team together. All of a sudden, you got a squad. I mean, you just got random people joining each other. All of a sudden, everybody's a friend. All of a sudden, everybody's part of a team and they're doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's Ultra Force right there. The whole squad was really its original. Like I said, what's missing in cartoons nowadays, original concepts are really out of there. Nobody's really emphasizing originality anymore. So, which kind of sucks. You know what I mean? But that's where it was at. The history, they join forces, they come together. Next thing you know, you got Hardcase, you got Prototype, you got Topaz, you got Prime, you got Ghoul, you got Contary. Of course, Pix loses a life, which a lot of people don't know. If you ever watch the cartoon, Pix loses life. And thank y'all for joining me. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Thank y'all so much for bringing y'all's energy. What another amazing episode. So that's the history of the Ultra Force right there. You got you got, how many you got here? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then of course Prime. 7 superheroes coming together to join forces to do something incredible. Thank y'all for joining me. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Sanusi Vision Life. So that's Prime. And I don't know how many of y'all, if y'all are in the chat, say something, let me know. Have you ever heard of Ultra Force before? Be sure to say something. Is it yes or no? Yes or no? Some of y'all can vote. It's the same question. Either say yes or no in the chat or say yes or no when you're voting. You know what I mean? So that's Ultra Force right there. Now let's talk about the characters and the abilities. And it's real simple. I'm going to show you one character at a time. Hardcase, Prototype. Okay, so let's start off with Hardcase, who's the leader of the Ultra Force. Right? Give me a second, y'all. Oh, I think this allows me to. Oh, this is gonna be cool. Oh man. You know what? Okay, let's start off with Hardcase. There we go. I think we found something. Yeah. Okay, let's show. I mean, are you serious? These people ain't even. Man, I'm over here trying to get. Oh man, you got to be kidding me. Okay, no problem. You know what? I can get around that. Okay, so here we go. So look, thank all of y'all for joining me, man. I see y'all still ain't voting. What's up with that? Y'all need to get y'all vote on. So let's start off with Prime, man. Hardcase is the first character in the whole thing. So Hardcase is a superhero who debuted in the comic series of the same name, written by James Hardnall of Malibu Comics. Ultraverse imprint, one of the first series to launch imprint. Hardcase was Tom Hawk, a Hollywood actor who became one of the first publicly known Ultras. You know, this thing about the Ultras is that it was something you hid from the public, kind of like being a mutant. And was the first one named to the superhero team of the Ultra Force, the Squad. Hardcase made his first appearance in Hardcase #1, dated June 1993, written by James Aldwell, illustrated by Jim Callahan. As part of the Ultraverse imprint, the comic was set within a shared universe of superpowered beings, conceptualized by creators of Malibu Comics. Image Comics is a line creator-owned comic, some of which made record-breaking sales figures. Had a publishing deal with Malibu that had ended shortly before. The book lasted 26 issues and included a Hardcase premiere edition published in July 1993. Hardcase also appeared in other comics books and crossovers like Breakthrough, Godwill, Black September. He was included in the first issue of Ultra Force Team book as part of the lineup. After, you know what I'm saying? Hardcase is like the strong guy of the team. And look, let me show you Hardcase. I'm going to use... Right, watch this. This is Hardcase. This is Hardcase right here. Leader of the Ultra Force. But don't worry, I'm going to play an episode for you. That's Hardcase right there. That's Hardcase right there. You know what I'm saying? So Hardcase, that's Hardcase right there. He's actually my favorite Ultra Force character. Yeah, he's sick with it. That dude is nasty. Hey, how you doing, Nicole Barrows? How you doing? Welcome to the chat. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully everything's going well. Welcome to another awesome episode of Sanusi Vision Life. Thank you for voting. Whoever's voting, please vote. Thanks for joining me, Nicole Barrows. I appreciate you. 8336. Yeah, thank y'all for being part of the energy. Bring your energy, bring the positivity. So hopefully y'all have heard of Ultra Force, but some of y'all have not heard of Ultra Force, which is okay. So that's Hardcase right there. He's incredibly strong. Hardcase can throw a car 50 yards. His leg muscles allow him to leap nearly a mile. That man leaps like the Hulk. That's nuts. Nearly invulnerable to damage and changes in temperature. Only extreme temperatures affect him. When he is hurt, Hardcase can heal quickly. Through the process, he sped up if he drinks sweet water. His senses are enhanced, allowing him to hear or see over long distances. That's crazy. I never knew that about Hardcase. I never knew that he could see and hear over long distances. I just thought he was strong as hell. And man, he could jump. Man, he could jump. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy how far he could jump. That dude could jump, man. You know what I mean? So that's Hardcase right there. Next up is Next up is Prime. Prime is the strongest guy on the team. He's the big muscle dude. I could go in order. I think I want to go in order actually. So Prime, which I'm going to show you next, is the strong guy of the team. Give me a second, y'all. So give me a second. Give me a second. I'm sitting down. You know what? I want y'all to be able to see. Give me a second. Let me change the position of this since I can. I got this stand I've been trying to try out for a good minute. Thank y'all. So look, so Prime, so Hardcase, so Prime is the next character in charge, right? So Prime, which I'm gonna show y'all. Y'all get ready to see Prime. Let's jump this thing off. Now this is Prime. That's Prime right there. So that's Prime right there, y'all. So Prime is the strongest guy on the team. I mean, this guy's like 6'7", probably 300 and something, God knows pounds, all muscle, flies fast. He's basically Superman without the laser beams. He can't do the breath, freeze breath, and all that stuff. But he's basically Malibu Comics Superman. You see what I'm saying? He's basically Malibu Comics Superman. And so he's able to do like incredible things, man. And each character is different. You remember Xmen? You had Wolverine, you had Cyclops, you had Gambit, you had all that. Well, it was the same thing with the Ultras, with the Ultra Force. They had a unique team. Everybody could do something unique. You know what I'm saying? So that was what was unique about Ultra Force. They could always interchange each other, but they were different things. Like I said, Prime's fly. He's strong as hell, and he could do like. I don't think there was a limit to his strength, honestly. And Prime was really a kid who had this green goo that whenever he would get angry and then transform himself into the character, into Prime. And then his Prime transformations had limitations. I think it was like a 40-minute limit or something. All of a sudden he would turn back to the kid. The Ghoul would turn him back into the kid, but it's Prime Ooze or something like that is what they called it. I haven't watched Prime Ultra Force in a good minute, but I'm actually watching on my Amazon account right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually watching on my Amazon account right now. It's pretty sick. So that's Prime right there. Now, next up is Prototype. Prototype is the I got an idea. So Prototype, okay, for all you don't know, Prototype is the guy who's kind of the Iron Man of the team. So Prototype's real name is, oh man, I forgot to tell y'all his real name. Oh, that I suck. Give me a second, y'all. So so Prototype's real name is Jimmy Ruiz. Hardcase's real name is Tom Hawk. Pick's real name was Penny Bucker. Prime's real name was Kevin Green. And then Topaz, of course, she's Queen of Grendor, so nobody really knows her name. And then, of course, you have Black Knight was also on the show. Siren was also on the show. Ghoul's real name is Jonathan Martin. And then Contary's name is unknown. We do know she's an exile, though. That much we do know. So her and Ghoul are exiles. Now, getting back to Prime. The first time we saw Prime was in Ultra. Was in oh yeah, there we go. Look. Now I can show y'all. This is Prime right here. Y'all see that right there? That's Prime right there. Yeah, he was pretty sick. So that's Prime right there. Yeah, we doing all kinds of cool mess up in here, man. That's Prime right there. You know what I'm gonna do? Because I gotta be able to show y'all info. Let me move the camera. That's one thing I love about my podcast, boy. I can do whatever I want. So now, next up, look, the next person I'm going to show you is and I think you've seen Hardcase. Let me make sure I show you all Hardcase. Hey, how come there's no Hardcase? Are you kidding me? Hey, man, there's no picture of Hardcase? That's terrible. You know, it's funny. Prime was always the most popular. That was the wild thing about Prime. So now Prototype is Jimmy Ruiz. Jimmy Ruiz Prototype was like a Prototype is his name for it's like the Iron Man of the team. He wore armor, he had jet boots, he had rocket launchers, he had all kinds of stuff. But Prototype's armor was actually paid for by a tech company. He was supposed to be a spokesman. but he offered to, instead of doing what he was supposed to do as a spokesman, he ended up saying, "Y'all gonna go kick rocks. I'm gonna take this armor and do something good with it." And look. That's the question. How come nobody's asking the question? Have you ever heard of Ultra Force, the animated series? Come on now. Y'all some haters on the. Come on now. Let's go. That's the whole point of the question. Unbelievable. So, y'all, Prototype, let me just read you a snippet of background. Prototype is the name of two fictitious superheroes of the Ultraverse lines of comics. Both characters used advanced exo armor developed by Ultratech Corporation and were employees of the company. The original Prototype was Bob Campbell, who was replaced after an accident by a young man named Jimmy Ruiz. Bob Campbell served as the first spokesman of the Ultratech company. He used the Prototype armor developed by company, but he was injured in demonstration and lost an arm after fighting the villain Arena. After accident, a young man named Jimmy Ruiz was contracted by Ultratech to serve as the new spokesman. He was given steroids and surgically implanted with special cybernetics to allow him to control the new Prototype armor. In the first appearance at the shareholders meeting, Jimmy attacked a supervillain. The fight ended with the killing of the villain. Ain't that some wild stuff? Jimmy with Bob, after uncovering Ultratech's corruption, opted to overthrow the company and become independent heroes, fighting the Japanese organization known as Texuza. When Marvel relaunched the Ultraverse in the Black September event, Jimmy Ruiz was erased out of existence, and Bob Campbell was the only Prototype that had existed. His arm had never been torn off either. He became part of the new Ultra Force, and after a time, his leader, he led the Ultra Force heroes against the villain's Demon Seed. Y'all get what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, I see that. Y'all showing me the love and the likes, huh? I see that. Y'all enjoying this episode, huh? That's what's up. That is what's up. That is what's up. You know what? I'm going to change the question. Since y'all think that question sucks. Who's your favorite Ultra? Who is your favorite Ultra Force member? Hardcase. Topaz. All right, y'all poll questions in. Y'all show this love. Y'all be sure to show it love. So that's Ultra. That's Prototype right there. Prototype was definitely a major, I think, for me. And I'm going to show you all these characters in the animation. That way I don't slow down, because I'm starting to see it slowing me down. And it's funny enough, I haven't drawn Ultra Force. All these drawings I've drawn, I've never once drawn Ultra Force. That's embarrassing. So next up is Contary. Contary is oh man, Contary is kind of like the organizer of the team. Contary, she's this mysterious lady who was discovered. Contary is the mysterious woman who discovered the technology of the ancient Fire People, building a secret academy for young Ultras and a special airship with transportation abilities. She was alleged wetware Mary, a nurse who exposed various infant children to wetware virus, transforming them into Ultras in their puberty. Years later, Contary tracked down the several of these children for her academy of new elite and was opposed by the Runaways teams called Free X. When Ultra Force was formed, Contary united the various members and convinced Hardcase to be the leader. She expressed interest in the adventures of Black Knight when he arrived in the Ultraverse from Earth 616. When Marvel relaunched the Ultraverse in the Black September event, Contary was erased from existence and her whereabouts are unknown. That's crazy. They're just killing off characters, man. Till today I still hold the belief that Marvel intentionally crushed Ultra Force so that it didn't exist. That's kind of messed up, man. I don't know what would make you think that's cool, but that's what they did. I feel like that's what they did. They just scandalous, man. But it happens. It's gonna happen. It happens. So it's all good. So next up is Topaz. Topaz is the warrior queen of Gwendor. Topaz is a character created by Mike W. Barr, appearing in the first giant size mantra #1. She was a warrior queen from the working from the extraordinary dimensional metaphorical realm of Gwendor, located in Godwill. Topaz was the title of the queen, and her real name was never revealed. She meets the sorceress mantra. Meets the sorceress mantra, who arrived in her kingdom. She fought the sorceress for the possession of the old Gwendor's claw, an ancient relic. A crashed alien spaceship created a series of random pan-dimensional gateways, briefly connecting Gwendor to the universe. Once Queen Topaz was stranded in a strange world. Once she was so, oh wow, 7 likes. I love this. Thank y'all for showing love tonight. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for coming through too. And the views are ridiculous. So thank y'all for being part of this awesome energy tonight. I appreciate y'all. So a space alien spacecraft created a series of random pan-dimensional gateways, briefly connecting Gwendor to the universe. Queen Topaz was stranded in a strange world, one in which males were not separate from the women like Gwendor. Topaz was outraged by this new reality, but pics of the Ultra Force calmed her by showing her an image of true power of men. Pics explained that Earth males have fragile egos and that it's easier for women to let males think they are in charge. Topaz still distributed by what she considered an unnatural order, consented to join the Ultra Force, even though it was led by. There we go. After the Black Knight arrived in Ultraverse, Topaz began to discuss with him his mandates. When Cersei arrived at the encounter of the knights, apparently mad, Topaz begins a battle with Eternal until Cersei was claimed. After Black Knight then went nowhere, Topaz was in front in the battle against Tolkien's and Demon Seed. Man, that's crazy, man. Topaz is the queen of Gwendor. She's that person. She's a beast, man. There's only 3 female characters in the whole cartoon, but that's more than usual. Then, of course, you had Ghoul. Ghoul, real name Jonathan Martin. Actually, Topaz's real name, we don't really know. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm a little bit tired, but I'm not tired because I got juice for this Ultra Force stuff. So now, Ghoul, like I said, he's the dead guy of the team. The undead is literally the word to use for this guy. He literally is undead. You know what I'm saying? Let me put on my glasses, y'all. The guy is literally undead. So he's the undead guy of the team. His mind powers allows him to speak to the dead, which is really super creepy. Contary, also, I almost forgot. Contary has the ability to teleport pretty much anything. Hardcase powers, he's super strong, can fly. I already told you about Prototype. His armor offers like all kinds of gadgets and rocket launchers and all that kind of stuff. Now, Ghoul, on the other hand, whose real name is Jonathan Martin, he first appears in Exiles Volume 1, right? Jonathan Martin was one of the young people affected by Theta virus, which provided superhuman powers but also killed its host without assistance. He became a zombie-like being. Truly alive or dead. He recruited in the Exiles by Dr. Rachel Deming, who united a group of Theta virus victims and superpowers. The entire group was killed after various mistakes, but an expulsion caused by Amber Hunt before his death, Ghoul killed the villain Malcolm Cord and his minions. Ghoul survived being buried for a while and rose from his grave with an altered appearance, meeting Hardcase and became a member of Ultra Force. Right, you see what I'm saying? Then last but not least is Pix. Pix is played by, his voice is, his real name is Penny Barker. She actually dies. Pix is actually the first time I've seen a cartoon character actually die on cartoon series. It was wild. That nuclear arm, that nuclear warhead stuff, it really just melted her skin. It did her dirty, man. It was just trifling wrong how they did her. That wasn't cool at all, man. You know what I mean? So thank y'all for coming through. Appreciate everybody who's joining me right now, man. Y'all are awesome. Penny, so the characters created by Gerald Jones and Jeff Parker. His first appearance was in Giant Size Freaks #1, 1995. Penny was a normal teen until her powers surfaced, causing her to uncontrollably project hallucinated images to those who are around her. Her parents contacted the Academy of New Elite, managed by Contary. Under her tutelage, Pix discovered that her powers also extend to enormous equipment, stuff like that. She was part of the original lineup of Ultra Force, but she sacrificed herself in the battle against Atalon. She sure did. Man, that nuclear wars was burning her up, man. So she has the ability to manipulate technology too, which was super cool. So, and then other characters you need to know that were in Ultra Force. You had Atalon, who was a super villain. You had Loki, you had Nemesis. You had who else we got? Pumpkinhead, Bonehammer, let me see, I'm trying to think. Who else? I'm trying to think. That's about all the villains I can think of. Atalon. Okay, hold on. You got other characters like Black Knight. Y'all remember Black Knight from Marvel? Look, let me show you Black Knight. If you don't know Black Knight is, that's wild if you don't know Black Knight is. So that's Black Knight right there. So I had characters like that. So that's all the characters and their things. Now, next up is the animation. This part right here, and look, let me see if there's any more characters I think y'all should know about. Actually, yeah, Black Knight, and then you got, yep, you know about that. You got about that. You got about that. Yep, because me, when I do stuff, I generally don't, oh yeah, this is cool. This is so cool. There we go. So that's Ultra Force, man. That's pretty much the characters. Now, in terms of comics, remember I told y'all the comics? Let me skip this comic. Come on, where are you? Publication history. So the first issue of Malibu Comics was Ultra Force. It came out in August 1994, issue #1. It was, hold on, give me a second, y'all. So it went through different formations. There was 3 things. There's a formation of the team, Black September, and then after Black September. So the formation of the team brought together, because the comic books brought together the team. Ghoul, Hardcase, Prototype, Prime, Contary, Pix before she died. And they would just basically form to basically fight Atalon's people, some of the other people, the Strangers, some of the characters that were created. I think Marvel, once Malibu never really got to develop their comic series. So look, let me show y'all the comic book for all y'all who are not familiar. Y'all see that? That's Ultra Force #1 right there. That's the first issue. So that, it doesn't get any cool. I remember that's when comics were $1.52, man. Shoot. Comics ain't no $1.52 no more. Now they're art pieces. There are digital comics, but I remember dropping Cards of Assassins, and I'm like, I'm not dropping a digital comic. That's not happening. No, I could, but I don't want to. I want the original, man. You know what I mean? So basically, now, the team debuted in Ultra Force #1, August 1994. A similar fashion to Avengers and the Justice League. Ultra Force was assembled as Ultra Force was assembled as Ultra superheroes who each had existing series of their own. The Ultra Force series ran for 11, as you know that, 11 issues from 0 to 10. The first 10 were the first 7 were issues written by Gerald Jones and George Perez after the purchase of Malibu Comics. Now, okay, sorry, here we go. So this is where the comics got interesting. The only survivor of the exiles was Ghoul, raised himself as a tomb, harassed by press. They just wanted to know who he was. I mean, Marvel, the comics came out. Once the comics came out, it was not dead shortly after that they decided to do animation series. You know, I feel like back then in the 90s, they gave everything a chance. Now they don't give nothing a chance. They don't give a damn. So, I mean, can you say you blame them? Yes and no, because you can understand it costs money to do these things. But if the money's not going to be reciprocated, that means in making the money back, you're probably not going to show any interest. So, Black September was another series right there. Marvel's Black Knight, which is when them joining forces with Black Knight to stop Loki. Then you know you got the usual suspects. Cersei, you got all kinds of other characters too. Then the Ultra Force. So in Black September, the Ultra Force eventually battled Asgard Loki. That was searching for there we go. So Black September, then the Ultra Force battled Asgardian named Loki that was searching for Infinity Gems in the Ultraverse. Loki sends the heroes in different directions with illusions. Totally messed up. They found the Infinity Gems and with the help of Cersei, so give me a second. Ultra Force. After this, Ultra Force heroes were fooled by Loki to fighting the Avengers. That's crazy. Ain't that some crazy comic series? So there was 4 formations into fighting the Avengers. And then in competition between Loki and the Grandmaster for the Infinity Gems. Loki won the competition and received all the gems, but he soon lost the gems to the Intensity Nemesis when the 7 gems were united. Both teams, Avengers and Ultra Force, fought Nemesis in the altered reality that combined both universes. The slaying of Nemesis by Black Knight caused a reality change event that transformed Ultraverse, erasing Hardcase Contary from the existence and from memories of former teammates, replacing Prototype Jimmy Ruiz with his predecessor, Bob Campbell. That sucks. Then after the Black September, you had other things too. This is just the comic part of Ultra Force. I'm about to talk about the cartoon series. The comic series never really lasted that long because they went right into animation, and then Marvel bought them, which is weird. After the event known as Black September, when Marvel Comics published Malibu, the Ultra Force was created as a new team. Marvel's Black Knight became the leader of the new group, which consisted of Prototype, Bob Campbell, Prime, Topaz, and Ghoul. The new team fought the fanatics of the Fold that worshipped a man called Pascal and were murdering Ultras, but they soon found Pascal was dead and that Fold was using to enforce their beliefs. Totally wild, right? Totally wild. I see. Thank y'all for voting, whoever voted. Thank y'all for voting, whoever voted. I appreciate that. It's greatly appreciated, you know? Thank you for showing love to the channel. So, let me see where we're at. And then also, too, let's see. The team was given a new base in the U.S. government, Headless Cross, Arkansas. A mysterious man called Cromwell was introduced as government liaisons for the team. And the wife of Bob Campbell, Felicia Campbell, supported the team as a medic. In the next months, new members arrived in the team, included mysterious Lemnant and Vigilant Wreckage, who apparently had committed various murders with the investigative officers. So Ultra Force was basically like the Xmen. I mean, until, well, it got shut down. The team up with the Xmen occurred when Phoenix Force arrived in Ultraverse and possessed Prime. Both teams drove the Phoenix away, but it found a new host, Amber Hunt. They also team up with the Spider-Man and against the externals, the Shifters, which I'm okay with. The Shifters, that's pretty cool. Attempted to provoke war between Ultraverse and Earth 616. So they had a lot of comics, y'all. It's just nuts. They had 50 years into the battle. It is totally awesome. So let me see what else. The Invested Center. Let me see. I mean, it's just a series of comics, man. I mean, it's just a lot of. Excuse me. 3 series. You have Formation of the Team, Black September, and after Black September. So it seems like in the new Ultra Force after Black September, there's no Hardcase, there's no Contary, which is totally weird. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's where the comics at. Now, let's get to the best part of this whole thing right here. The animation series. What I'm going to show you is the intro. Then after I show the intro, I'm going to show you some episodes. Because I think it's really vital that y'all see some episodes. I can't stress that enough, man. You know what I mean? So get ready. Let me flip the camera around. Yeah, that's the cartoon. Yeah, do y'all see that? That's the cartoon right there. That cartoon, if you have never watched it, it is available on 2 platforms, YouTube and Amazon Prime. I'm actually watching it right now on Prime. I'm on episode 3. You know what I'm saying? It's a sick cartoon, man. If you loved X-Men, you're going to love that. Remember, the 1990s had a barrage of cartoons. Their cartoons was off the chain. Every 5 minutes you were seeing a cartoon. Now, what I'm going to do to y'all next is I'm going to let y'all see an episode. See if I can play an episode. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, thank y'all for joining me tonight. Welcome to another awesome episode of Transition Art Life. My name is Adewale Booker Jr. So now what I'm going to play y'all next is a cartoon series. So a little bit of the cartoon. So give me a second, y'all. Y'all ready? I'm going to flip the camera around again one more time. Let's get our watch on.
No.
Let me see if I can skip this. That was pretty sick.
Missile base. The Ultra, known as Hardcase, has just arrived and is confronting the creature enemy.
No! He's totally wonko! Even with the squad, he couldn't nail enemy.
Can't anyone stop these Ultras from stealing all these missiles?
Oh man, he's gonna eat it! He too!
Just watch. They're gonna hold the world hostage, I know it.
Oh, I gotta get out of here.
Kevin!
You see that?
Let him go, Ruth. You'll be okay.
No! He's turned into a different person the last couple of months. I never know where he is, and he's obsessed with these Ultras. You call that okay?
Yeah.
Lighten up, Ruth.
Y'all see that?
He's a teenager.
That cartoon,
What do you
man.
mean?
I mean, the animation series, honestly, y'all, if you've never seen it, you are so missing out. Like I told you, the 1990s had a golden era of cartoons. A lot of cartoons that even had one season were spectacular. Let me tell you something. If somehow you managed to have a cartoon series in the 1990s, the golden era of cartoons, you was that person. One season, 13 episodes, incredible. You're never going to see stuff like this again. Like Skeleton Warriors had one season. Who else had one season? Botsmaster, I think. Silverhawks, maybe. Prince Valiant. Yes, man, there was a lot of stuff. Even King Arthur and the Knights of Justice, man, had one season. So the cartoon was off the chain. There's no question about what the cartoon was about. It was off the chain great. You know what I'm saying? So that's the animation series, man. Ultra Force, you saw all the characters, everybody. If you've never seen it, please go watch. It's such a sick animation series. Now let me see if I can play one more skit.
Smooth move, musclehead.
Freeze, Ultras! Hands above your heads, face down on the ground. Now, any other movements will be perceived as resistance.
So that's Ultra Force, y'all. That's the cartoon right there. So, yo, that's the animation. Now, last but not least, well, not last but not least, but there's always two things I always like talking about. Getting your mind right, focus on your health, focus on your mental health. You know, Ultra Force is one of the best cartoons. You know what's funny about all these cartoons? I remember back in the day, cartoons used to talk to you at the end of the cartoon, and they would tell you about, like, you know, learning lessons of life and stuff like that. I miss those, man, especially He-Man. He-Man did that. Well, it's the same thing with my podcast. Whenever I'm doing a podcast episode, I love talking about mental health, getting you to where you need to be, being the most healthiest version you can be. Self-love is the best love. You know what I'm saying? You know, for me, I've been in therapy. I had been in therapy for 3 years. I didn't finish till last year, 2025, and I'm very proud of it. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of empowering of people, individuals who are like, man, Adewale, you're different, man. Everything is all different. It's because I went and took care of what I need to take care of. You owe it to yourself to be the healthiest version of yourself. So a lot of these companies, instead of just gym memberships, they've got therapy memberships. You know what I'm saying? They want you to go get the help from the therapist so you can be whoever you want to be and be who you need to be to get yourself where you need to go. You know what I'm saying? So it's not something that's easy that anybody can just whatever, but you can do something about it. You empower, whether you're dealing with traumas, anxiety, whatever it might be. But your solution can be organic, it can be medicinal, but get somebody that's listening to you, somebody who actually wants to listen to you, not just somebody thinking they can do whatever they want to do and then they don't have to listen to you. You want somebody who's gonna check you, let you know your ego's boosting out of control. And that's one of the things that I find more important about mental health. It helps you to self-check yourself. Like today, I was at Target and I was waiting in line to self-checkout, and two people came together. They were family members. They went to the register, you know, the self-checkout line, and one of them went to the other register, and I walked over to the register and it's like, oh, my bad, we're gonna use both. I could have went off on his ass. I can't be bothered to do shit like that anymore. The old me would have destroyed him. But my new me is like, you know what? We're not wasting my muscle on stuff like this. I'm beyond this motherfucker. If it takes for karma to repay him, then karma will repay him in full, so he can pay for what he's been doing. You know what I mean? But that's where we at, man. Getting your mind right. You have to be mentally and physically and emotionally balanced. You need to be four things: mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. When you have all those four things going in hand, there's no limit to your abilities and what you can do and what you can become. Y'all know what I'm saying? I can't stress the importance of mental health, man. It's so vital, man. So, y'all, thank y'all so much. I can't stress enough the importance of being just mentally right. You know what I'm saying? So now, next up is my final thoughts. So that should get your mind right segment. And if you are down for mental stuff, go get one of my journals on my website so you can write down what you go through or everything you're dealing with. As of today, today's day number 1009. That's crazy great. So I've been writing consistently for 1009 days. Consistently. 1009 days. This all started when I went to Virginia. Then when I moved from Virginia, staying with my family, I moved out here to California again. I said, oh yeah. You know, so I was proud of myself what I achieved. I don't know if I'm focused on, like, I'm not focused on material things. I'm focused on organic things that I know to get me going forward where I need to go. You know what I'm saying? So that to me is important. So that's your mental health right there. Now, last but not least is my final thoughts. First of all, Ultra Force is one of the greatest cartoons ever made. I know I'm still kind of like, I haven't drawn a poster at all, because honestly, in the last 5 years, I've been focused on Cardjab Assassins. But Ultra Force, oh my God. Do I have Ultra Force on my banner? No, I don't. I just want them to flush the water that they're drinking. So yeah, yo, that's my final thoughts. Let's talk about Ultra Force, a superhero group of individuals who come together. You got Hardcase, Prime, Prototype, Topaz, Ghoul, Contary, and then of course Pinks. And they fight characters like Atalon, Dracula, Pumpkinhead, all kinds of cool characters, man. I mean, Ultra Force is like one of the most underrated cartoons you've ever seen. Like I said, get your watch on, join the movement, and please, 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 please go get a go get it on Amazon Prime or watch it on YouTube. Either way, it's well, hopefully it's free with your Amazon account. But you know, Ultra Force is one of the greatest cartoons ever made. It's not, I mean, it's not top 25 because it's hard to put in top 25, but it is a great cartoon, and the concept of it could have elevated it to another level. You know what I mean? But sometimes some people are just producers and they're not cartoon drawers, or some people are just cartoon drawers, they're not producers. So you kind of have to be, well, you don't have to be, but I choose to be. I wear multiple hats. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, that's the final thoughts. That's the Ultra Force. If you've never watched it, go get the comic, go get the animation series. I promise you won't be disappointed. Now also too, with every single time I talk about something new, guess what I always do? I talk about new gear too. So first off, well, you already know about the journal. Now I'm gonna show you some glasses cases. Check this out. Look at this. Glasses cases, man. I don't know if you don't love these glasses cases, I don't know what to tell you, man. This is where it's at right here. Glasses cases, totally awesome, totally the best thing you can buy for yourself. Then of course, you know, you got, I'm gonna save the comic book for last. Give me a second. I might actually stand up and show y'all. Look at this right here. Bata Sport 2s, man. Sport 3s. Great for running, great for working, great for exercising. So if you work out, if you like working out, these are the sneakers for you. Running, exercising, walking, working in retail. This is the sneaker for you. It is the one that's going to make your feet feel totally amazing. You know what I'm saying? Just like my characters. Oh, hold on. So if you know you love sneakers, cool custom design sneakers, these are for you. The Bata Sport 3 is available now on sanusivision.com. It'll be going on the website shortly soon. I'm just showing it to y'all. I haven't put no designs up yet. Just still waiting on the copyright gear, equipment, and stuff like that, man. Then of course, you got the Bata 3s. Look at these right here. Straight heat. I mean, this is where it's at right here. These are the Bata 3s. High tops without the strap. So if you love sneakers without the strap, these are the ones for you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my pendant. You want these right here. This one is a Card of Assassins limited edition, creators edition sneaker right here. There's only one of one, and I've got it in my hand right here. So if you're a collector of sneakers, you can get a collector's edition, just not this edition. You know what I'm saying? And yes, my Iron Man puffer jacket. That's also another puffer jacket we make. We make Iron Man puffer. I make all kinds of cool gear, man. You know what I mean? Look at this. All kinds of cool gear. Then of course, if I forget, we're doing backpacks now. Yes, we are making backpacks. Hey, how you doing? I don't see some of y'all, man. Some of y'all ain't got no patience. There's nothing I can really do because if you choose to leave, you just choose to leave. Now we're doing backpacks too. Oh yes, backpacks is a must. We are doing backpacks. And I can't wait to showcase this off at WonderCon. And for all of y'all wondering, I'll be at WonderCon end of this month, March 21st, March 21st, 2025. WonderCon. It's gonna be on and popping, y'all. I cannot wait to do WonderCon. It's gonna be crazy off the chain. You know what I'm saying? So WonderCon. So check this out. Look at this backpacks, custom design backpacks. You got all kinds of pockets in here. You got 2 general pockets inside here. You can put stuff in it. You got the back pocket as well. You can put stuff in it. So I mean, this backpack is heavy duty, but also too is cool as hell. It's cool as hell at the same time too. So that's the kind of backpack, man. Yeah, I can't. You know what would be sick is if I actually put a drawing of the Cardiac Assassins version 5 or Dr. Doom on a backpack. That would be nuts. People would lose their mind if they saw a Dr. Doom backpack. Oh my God! And I've been told y'all WonderCon is coming up next, so I do plan on drawing making things happen. Now this right here is a T-shirt, a limited edition Cardiac Assassins T-shirt right here. This is available on sanusivision.com. You can get your order on. You can join the movement. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's at right there. Cardiac Assassins Training Day limited edition. This is actually my shirt, and I've worn it like once because I'm saving it to wear it for WonderCon. Oh yeah, it's going down, y'all. It's going down. You know what I'm saying? So yo, that's Cardiac Assassins Training Day. Now I got one more thing to show y'all, and then we're gonna get up through, because I want to thank y'all for being part of the stream tonight. Thank you for joining me, man. Thank you for making it successful. Regardless, man. And I have a tendency, so and y'all be sure to hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit that notification button. I appreciate y'all joining me, man. Thank y'all so much for the positivity. Thank y'all for being awesome. Oh man, are you kidding me? So that's the T-shirt right there. Now wait till I show you the hoodie. You're gonna be tripping out. Wait till I show you the hoodie. Okay, so give me a second, y'all. Wait till I show y'all the hoodie. The hoodie's gonna make you flip out. You be like, holy, this hoodie is sick. You be like, this hoodie is sick. All I do is make cool gear, man. I can't lie about that. First of all, let's talk about the beanie. I almost missed out on that. Double-sided beanie. Look at this. New custom design beanies, man. Double-sided. So on this one, you got Cardiac Assassins Training Day. This is to honor the comic book, right? Look at this, right? And then on this side, you got this side, the green side, Cardiac Assassins Classic. You know what I mean? Cardiac Assassins Classic. Available now on something. And what's new on the beanies now? Guess what, man? Let me flip it. We now have our emblem. Oh yeah, look at how sweet that is. That is where it's at right there. We making some cool beanies, man. Are you kidding me? Can't nobody tell me nothing, man. We making some cool beanies. Some really cool beanies. So you're sure to visit sanusivision.com and get your order on. Beanies, bucket hats, puffer jackets, hoodies, you name it, we've got it. Sneakers, we got that too. And look, while you're joining me, please be sure to hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification button. Show us love. You know what I'm saying? We're working hard on this channel, man. And then look, check it out. Hoodie. Now, this is a limited edition. Let me show it to y'all. Limited edition hoodie right here. You see this? Custom design. Now, guess what's unique about this hoodie? The hoodie, the head is black. The arms are black, but the middle is gray. Yeah, we could do that now on sanusivision.com. Custom design with all kinds of crazy colors. Look, let's have a look at it, man. Look at the right arm right there. You see the detail? I haven't worn this hoodie yet. I'm not wearing this hoodie till I go to WonderCon end of this month. You know what I'm saying? And then look, you're wondering about the sweatpants. We're making sweatpants too. Look, you got Blade. No, you got Blade. You got Leonardo. You got Wolverine right there. Look at this. You got Ryu. You got Iron Man. This is a custom design one, so you got to go get you one of these right here. And then look, check this out. You flip the hoodie. How many hoodies you see like this? Look at the head of the hoodie. Art on the hoodie. And then look at the other side of the hoodie. Art again. And then look at the inside. Man, what y'all know about this, man? Art everywhere, man. What y'all know about this? Y'all better ask somebody. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. It's incredible. Thank you. Hi. Well, hopefully some more people voted. I don't even know. But I ain't tripping. So that's the hoodies right there, man. If you want one of our hoodies, All you got to do is visit sanusivision.com and get your order on. Custom design hoodies, custom design everything, y'all. Are you kidding me? All we do is make cool stuff. You know what I mean? All we do is make cool stuff. So thank y'all. And then we got the beanies, of course. So y'all, that's all the new gear we got, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all the new gear that we got. Then last but not least, is the toy, is the main attraction, you know what I'm saying, as I like to call it, my comic book. My first comic book, Carjack Assassins Training Day, available now on sanusivision.com. I still have the bio book available on the website, but I generally keep the comic book is my main give me a second, let me take it out of here. So my comic book comes in two sizes. It comes in the big size and it comes in the little size. So the big size, as you can see, oh, that's my page. So I'm reading my own comic book. Can you believe that? Ain't that so cool? So Carjack Assassins Training Day comic book available now on sanusivision.com. You've got the front cover, you know what I'm saying? You got the back cover. And then of course you got the inside of the comic book. I just want to show it to y'all. Look at this. Tell me that ain't sick. You know that is sick. You know what I'm saying? That is detail. Nobody who's bought a copy of this and told me it wasn't fire. Then of course you got the small version of it too. Right? You got the small version. So this is the small version right here. So if you love comics, you're a supporter of artists, you want to see artists grow, you got $100 for this, you got $200 for this. Remember, it's an art piece. So now when you buy it, guess what it has? Value. Too many of y'all talking about, yo, you got anything free? You got anything for $5? I had a classmate talking about, do I have anything for free? Hell no, I ain't got nothing for free. I'm not giving you my comic book for free. 9 years of work, I don't motherfucking think so. You can get a bio book maybe, because the bio book that I've got, the version, that's old news now. You know what I mean? But nobody, I'm not doing nothing free for nobody, man. Long gone are those days. And I mean that. Long gone are those days. Long gone are they. They are gone. Boy ain't playing that. I'm not playing that. You know what I'm saying? So, Carjack Assassins Training Day comic book available now on sanusivision.com. Go get your copy today and join the movement. You know what I'm saying? Join the movement. So, y'all, that's our show for today, man. We was over here talking about all kinds of cool stuff. T-shirts. All kinds of mess, man. It was on and popping. What a hell of an episode. What the hell of, and it's shocking at night. Y'all still riding with me, but I appreciate y'all for that. You know what I mean? So, yo, let's thank our sponsors, man. This Sanusi Vision podcast is brought to you by Homeland Fashions, home of authentic African fashion and accessories from the motherland. If you love accessories, custom design gear, you got to get some from homelandfashions.com. You know what I'm saying? So, Homeland Fashion. This podcast is also brought to you by Tigler. If you need executive services from plumbers to physicians and everything in between, search Tigler. Don't wait, that's Tigler.com. That is Tigler.com. And this podcast is also brought to you by Anadel Foot and Ankle. Don't live with foot pain, like Anadel Foot and Ankle, make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. As I stated, man, I always got a pair, I always got oh man, I almost forgot. You know what I almost forgot, y'all? Man, I almost forgot to show y'all some art. Give me a second. I'm gonna show y'all some art real quick. Carjack Assassins art, and then we gonna get up out of here, man. I'm gonna say my goodbyes and tell you everything I think is cool about the website. Give me a second. Look at this. This is all the posters from the Carjack Assassins Training Day comic book. You know what I'm saying? So if you love art, you gotta visit my website, Sanusi, and get you a limited edition. These are posters. These things are beautiful. Look at that. Look at all the Carjacks. Look at the Carjacks, Cajun. You got Escalade, Sincere. You got Glocks. You got Rasputin. You got Diesel. You got Shepard. You got Assassins, you got Sun Tzu. You got Artillery, you got Excursion. You got Kanji, you got Revo. You You got Snipes, you got Yukon, and of course you got the Coyotes. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we at, man. You know, that's all the art right there. As far as art in the Card of Assassin universe, you don't get no more cooler than that. And then, as far as apparel, wait till I show you this right here. Watch this. Look at this. Custom design women's gear. This is the women's gear right here. You got women's gear right here. Women's leggings and sport leggings with the matching leggings. You see the leggings, ladies? And then you got the men's t-shirts. You got the men's gear with the matching sweatpants. Yes, sir. So we're just getting ready for WonderCon. So if you know you love cool gear, you better go get something. You better. So y'all, let's bring it to the finish line, man. So I appreciate y'all joining me tonight, man. Thank you for joining me tonight. So, you know, this podcast, thank you for listening, y'all. Thank you for being part of this amazing episode tonight. Thank you for listening. This podcast is produced, written, and directed by yours truly, Adewale Booker Jr. Please check out my website on sanusivision.com for all the cool stuff that I got from please check out my website for all the cool stuff that I got, from bucket hats to glasses cases to beanies to jackets to puffer jackets. You name it, I got it. I don't think there's nothing that I don't have on my website, man. We pretty much are a one-stop shop. That's what we do on Sanusi Vision. I mean, we got the sneakers, we got the glasses cases, we got the accessories, we got the phone cases. And look, in fact, speaking of phone cases, what am I talking about? Look at this. Card of Assassins phone case. Even got a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle phone case. Yep, people love their phone cases, man. They love their phone cases. And then, of course, we got custom leather phone case. This one right here is if a phone case you put a phone in. You see what I'm saying? You put the phone right there. Then you got credit card slots and stuff that you want to keep, man. So we're making all kinds of cool stuff on Sanusi Vision, man. I'm telling you, we're doing magical things. You know what I'm saying? It's magical, man. I mean, so yo, that's sanusivision.com right there. And then please subscribe to our channel, the YouTube channel, for my podcast, for my videos, for all kinds of stuff that I put on there. It's a one-stop look at everything type of situation, man. So you got to stop by. And please check out my social media platforms at YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, X, Instagram, and Twitch. I'm everywhere and anywhere. You see what I'm saying? I'm all over the place, damn it. It's the way you got to be, man. Ain't no doubt about that. You know what I mean? And please, don't forget to review us. Rate us. Give us a 5-star. Don't be a hater. And there's always something I always say. One, there's no success in skipping steps. The back of the line is just as important in front of the line. Be determined, not desperate. And then the second one, your dreams can be delayed but must never be extinguished. So wait your time while the universe delivers you the right hand. Be determined, not desperate. Y'all, continue to aspire and achieve. Continue to believe in yourself. Know that you are the greatest version of yourself. You can be as great as you want to be, man. You know what I mean? I know I'm doing great. You know what I'm saying? And please, if you are in the local area, if you're in the Long Beach area, don't forget to go to Long Beach City College. There's a great exhibition of artists, students who have got their work up in there. Their works are amazing, to say the least. They are amazing, to say the least. In fact, let me see if I can play y'all some of the stuff from the museum. Let me see if I can show y'all. If I can show y'all, I'll show y'all. Let me see. I think I can.
Set up in a moment where you can.
Let me flip it around, y'all.
Maybe are running late. But yeah, let's just take a picture of our. So one of these artists that's in the show, or 3 of them, will actually be given some awards. And we are trying to raise some funds for a extra prize that is for an undocumented student. Every other year, there has been at least one of the 3 winners was someone who was undocumented out of their own merit. But I think it's a huge urgency to try to make that a priority. So if you can.
Let me see if I can find the other one. Give me a second. Yeah, here we go.
Looking at all this amazing work that we're about to show you. It's amazing, man. So many talented artists here. Of course, my piece is one of the pieces in here. The work done, which was done I'm going to show you a bunch of art up here. So definitely about to stop flipping this camera and let y'all see what's going on, right? So first things first, let's start off with my piece. Totally from top to bottom. So we're looking at something shit that goes on super cool right here. So this is the top, I went back to my personal project. And we've got other stuff too. And then we've got the title. I'll let y'all read it. And then what I'm gonna also do is come in close. And then you can see that right there. So let's pan. We're going to do one country at a time. Start with the Crooked France. So you can read it. Each country having its part in this. The United States. Hey, what's up? Where's your pizza?
It's in the back room.
In the back room?
Yeah.
Wait, there's a back room?
There is a
What the hell?
There's another room.
Let me go see the other room. Oh, shit. I didn't know that. I'm live.
So we got all kinds of art.
Deborah's my earth. Actually, artist, yeah.
Sorry, I'm just getting by you. Sorry. One of my classmates did this. His grandfather was actually the first African American to win the horse race. And then one of my classmates did this too. Let's see what else we've got.
Hey y'all, so that's all the artists. If you live in the Long Beach area, please go to Long Beach City College and check out our exhibit. It is totally amazing. So many talented artists, so many gifted individuals. I almost forgot that, man. Please check it out. Long Beach City College, man. Check it out. So y'all, that's our show for tonight, man. Thank you for joining. As always, y'all, continue to aspire and achieve. Believe in yourself. Have a great week. Stay safe, y'all. Peace.